Hi everyone, my name is Meham Sheikh and from past few videos I have been working on developing an online budget system using PHP and MySQL database. In my last video I completed the functionality of user registration where I complete the designing the user registration form and developing the functionality of allowing the user to register on this application. And in this video I will discuss about developing the functionality of login. So before starting this video, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys like this video, if you guys find this content useful, then click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay, so now let us start our discussion on designing and developing the functionality of login. So here I have opened the login PHP file. Okay, first I need to include the header and footer files in my login PHP file. Then I have created a container. Next I have to create a text box. Okay, inside this form. See, I have created a div with a class of form group and which has a label email and an input box of type text. Now save it and refresh. Okay, now you can see we have created an email text box. Okay, now I need to create a password text box. Okay, and apart from these two text boxes we also require a submit button. Okay, and then a message don't have an account. Okay, so if the user don't have their account already made in this system, then we should allow the user to go to the register form where the user can register himself or herself. Okay, so for that I have given a messages don't have an account, and then there is a link to register which will take the user to the register PHP file. Okay, save it, and now when I refresh you can see login form started displaying. Okay, from here if I click on register now, it will take me to the register page, and if I click on login now, then it will take me to the login page. Okay, so now we need to develop the functionality of allowing the users to log into the system. So first I need to include my database configuration file in this login PHP file. Okay, so that's what I have done here. Okay, so this is db.php is my database configuration files. It contains my database details. Next I need to start the session. The moment when the user successfully logged in, I need to get the details of that logged in user and I need to put their details inside the session. That's why I need to first start the session. Then I need to check if the post request is successfully has been made from this form on this login.php file. Then I need to collect the email and password. Then I need to run a select query to get the details of the logged in user from the MySQL table. Okay, for getting the details of the logged in user from the table, I need to execute this SQL query. Okay, then here I'm executing that query. Okay, next I'm checking if I find details about the logged in user inside my MySQL table, then this block gets executed. Okay, if I didn't find any details in the MySQL table, then this else block gets executed. If the user is already a registered user, then I will fetch the data of that user, okay, by passing this get user inside this MySQL fetch assoc method. Then here I will check if the user who is trying to log in is an admin, because the user ID 1 belongs to the admin. Okay, as you can see in this table, okay, so now you can see in this table user role ID 1 belongs to admin. Okay, so this user ID 1 is the ID of the admin. Okay, next we come back. Okay, if the user who is trying to log in has the user role ID 1, then I will take the details of the admin like admin's username, admin email, admin's user ID and admin's user role ID as well. Okay, so I will take all these details and I will store these details inside the session. Okay, then I need to redirect the user to the admin dashboard. Okay, suppose if the admin has entered their username and password correctly, then I need to get their data from MySQL table, and then I need to store that data inside the session, and immediately after that I need to take the user into its dashboard, that is admin dashboard. Okay, so I need to create a file with the name admin dashboard. Okay, now in the else we need to check the same thing for the department head as well. If the user role ID equals to 2, the user role ID 2 belongs to department head. Okay, so far we have not registered any department head, but when the department head gets registered, their user role ID will be set as 2 inside the table. Okay, so now when the department head user gets logged in, then the same thing I need to do for the department head user as well. Okay, their username, email, user ID and user role ID also in the session. Okay, then I need to redirect the department head to the head dashboard. Next, what if the user who is trying to log in is a normal employee? Then the normal employee will have the user role ID as 3. Whenever a normal employee tries to log into their account, then I need to get the details of that normal employee as well, and I need to store their details inside the session, and I need to redirect that normal employee into its separate dashboard, that is employee dashboard. Next, this if condition gets executed whenever the user who is trying to log in is a registered user, or if the user has entered their username and password correctly. In that case, this if block gets executed. Suppose if the user who is trying to log in is not a registered user, then in that case else block gets executed. So inside the else block we need to give a user a message as incorrect email or password. Okay, now to display this message on the screen whenever this situation encounters, we need to print that message as well. Okay, if is there any error or error messages present inside this message array, then I will be iterating over that array using the for loop. Okay, then I will display that message. Okay, so I will take this, okay, and I will put that message inside the container. Okay, now let's save it. Okay, let's test this code. So let me just go to the application. Okay, I will refresh, and now I will enter an email which doesn't exist. Okay, now when I click on login, it's displaying me incorrect email or password. That means this condition is working fine. Okay, now I will enter another email ID. So now when an admin tries to log in, then we should take the admin to the admin's dashboard. So first we need to create this admin dashboard PHP file. Okay, let me just copy this, and I will right click and then click on new file, and I will save it, admin dashboard PHP file. Okay, save it. Next, I need to create this file as well. Okay, next is I need to create employee dashboard as well. Okay, so this file I need to create. Just copy and I will right click, new file, save it. Okay, so now let us refresh the page. Now I will try to log in as an admin. Okay, now when I click on login, now then you can see it's redirecting the user into admin dashboard. Okay, so the login functionality is working fine. Okay, now let us register a department head and a normal employee. Okay, so now let's enter the details of a department head, and now I will make this user as a department head. Okay, and now I will click on register now. Okay, so let's see inside our table, now you can see another record gets stored inside the table with the user role id 2. Okay, so this user role id 2 suggests that this user is a department head, not an admin. So now let's log in. Okay, so now I'm logging in as a department head. Okay, when I click on login, now you can see it's now showing me department head dashboard. That means it's redirecting me to department head dashboard. Now let's go back. Okay, so I will register a normal employee. So now I have entered the details of a normal employee, and I will make this user as a normal employee. And when I click on register now, it has redirected me to the login page again. And now let's refresh the table. Now you can see this user Scarlett Joseph is having the user ID as 3. Okay, that means this user is a normal employee. And now I will log in as a normal employee. Okay, so now when I click on login, you can see it's redirected me to employee dashboard. Okay, so based on the user role ID, I am redirecting different types of users into their dashboards. Okay, I hope you guys have understood how I have written this code. Okay, next what we'll do is we will set up the logout feature. To develop the logout feature, first I need to create a logout file. Okay, so here you can see I have a logout file already created. Then I need to start the session here, and then I need to unset the session. Okay, and once the session is unset or destroy, then I need to redirect the user back to the login page. Okay, let's go to admin dashboard. Okay, and here let's include inc/header php file, and now let's again log in as an admin. Okay, yes, now when I click on logout, I will be redirected back to the logout page. Okay, and one more thing I want to do here, you can see in my already made application, you can see the moment when the admin gets registered, the admin option gets disappear from the list or from the option. Okay, so I want to do the same thing here as well. Okay, so the moment when admin gets registered, I want to hide the admin option from the drop down. So for doing that, you need to go to your register file. Okay, so here you need to make the changes. Here you need to check whether the admin gets registered or not. Okay, so if the admin gets registered, then their record must be present inside the MySQL table. Okay, so I need to select that record. Okay, so by executing this query, next here I am checking if I find the admin's record from the table, then I will display only two options, which is department head and normal employee. If I didn't find any record related to admin, that means the admin is not registered yet. So in that case, I will be displaying three options, which is admin, department head and normal employee. Okay, so now let's refresh our register page. Let's go to the register page. Now you can see there are only two options. Okay, admin option is not present because admin has already registered. Okay, so this is how you can develop such kind of functionality. Okay, so in this video we learned how to design a login form and how to develop the login functionality for multiple user types. So in this video we learned how to allow different types of users to log into the system and display different dashboard. Okay, so I hope you guys understood each and every piece of code in this video. Okay, so if you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, so in our next video we will see other feature of this application, and thanks for watching.